he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What's up, Patreon? We didn't talk about it before we press record, but she got something for y'all. You have it in your possession.
Oh, yes, I do. My I was like, what I got?
I know, that's why I said we didn't talk about this, but she got something for y'all. So that means we're getting closer to y'all having something for yourselves. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay. Welcome. Thank you so much for your love and support. What we are talking about this week is I have mentioned that I want a true friendship with a man. I think I even showed y'all my notebook last week that this is something that I have been wanting. True friendship with the man. And y'all know that I met a man in Vegas. I haven't officially met this man in person, but another man I feel I could potentially build a friendship with, live somewhere else. And then there's even a third potential friend that lives somewhere else, right? And I want to figure out how to just build friendships with men where they're not my man. I'm not attached to whether I talk to him or see him. We might make plans to do things. We're not dating. They are free and available to date whoever, likewise. And when I do decide I'm ready to date, I would hope that I would have this great collection of male friends that I would choose from. I'm not going to be dating a stranger. We know where we are now. So I have been talking to this guy for a little over a month, the one I met in Vegas. And that's the one I talk to every single day. The other ones I do not talk to every day because I just don't have an interest in talking to them every day. I have grown attached to talking to this friend every day. So now my alarm bells are starting to go off in my head because at first I wasn't attached. I was like, hey, if I talk to you, I talk to you. If I don't, I don't. And now it can be a certain time of day when he would have normally called or whatever that I'll notice. Or I told you one day that I didn't take a shower at a certain time because he said he was going to call back. And when I start noticing myself moving differently for the sake of this man, I feel myself saying, wait. No. We're not doing that. And I'm trying to figure out how to manage that to where I don't act like I'm in a relationship with somebody I'm not in a relationship when I don't want to be in a relationship truly. Because if I did, I would be pursuing one with this guy. But learning how to just be a friend without it being crazy in your own head.
Well, I mean, I think that's something it's going to take practice. And that's what you're doing now. You're trying to, and you're aware of your old habits. And then stop, maybe tackle one
doing that.
Right. Stop doing it.
Well, sounds simple.
Sounds simple. It sounds simple. I know it's harder in practice, but I really think you have to, you acknowledging that now as what you want versus what you don't want, and then living in that, making your actions line up to this is what I want and this is what I don't want. There's nothing wrong with looking forward to talking to him, but it's okay to take a shower.
Shut up. The point was, she's such a jerk. Y'all, do y'all ever think she gonna support me and then it takes that? Me too. I be thinking, oh, she's, but the thing is,
that was support. That was not support.
No, well, because I don't want to alter anything in my life right now for the sake of a relationship or
that was a simple way of saying that. Don't alter your life for it. Yeah, that was my simple.
Right. Anyway, moving on.
Very surface level.
And so that's the thing that I'm hyper vigilant to not do, because in the few relationships I've been in, and none of them have been so serious that we were discussing marriage or finances or moving in, none of that, not realistically. I tend to get very distracted when I'm in a relationship or dating. And I'm saying I get distracted. That's beyond anything they're doing to distract me in a negative way or whatever. I get really distracted because it's something, it goes back to probably 3rd, 4th grade. If I like a boy, I'm not in math class writing out the math problem. I write my name and his name. Right. I don't know what you taught today, teacher.
Well, I will say, and part of that, and then part of this, what I'm about to say, maybe because where you are as far as what you want in a relationship or what you don't want right now. I don't feel like you've been distracted by this guy. I will say that. The only reason we're talking about him is because we have Patreon. We have, we talk about stuff anyway, but this is not somebody that has captured 100% of your attention where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to move in with him and we're going to live happy. You know what I mean? You still have, your auditions, you still have work, you still have your shows. Not that you ever stop doing any of that, but you're still excited about it. That stuff still excites you just as much as anything else. So it's not like, I don't feel like he's taking up space. So that's growth on your part, regardless of whether it's because you don't you say you have an attachment to him, but
I
regardless,
have grown an attachment, but I
right.
think it is growth in that I don't know if it's mentally for me because he's not my boyfriend, because he's not my man, because I'm
And
not attached to us
it
being
could be, we
together.
can still celebrate that though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're doing. This is episode to celebrate the fact that I've been talking to this man for 1 month every day, okay,
Mhm.
for a month. I have not lost myself in learning how to have a connection with a man. I
Right.
still have been 100% available to myself. Um, yeah. So that is growth on my part. Now, I was saying because previously before I had this realization, you would always say, I would tell you things about him or tell you things that we talked about, and you would say, "Girl, you don't like him." And I was like, "No, I don't think it's that. I'm not in that space." Now I'm to the place where I'm like, "No, I definitely think I like him.
Mhm.
I'm still not in that space." And so now I'm thinking of, you know how I've done this before in a stupid way, but you like push somebody away. So I've been pushing him away since day one. I've told him I'm not interested in a relationship. I don't know when I will be interested in a relationship. And he has pushed back, not even like in a disrespecting of the boundary, but just push back in a, okay, well, I'll be here when you're ready. Okay, I'm only gonna wait 5 years. Okay, honey, that kind of thing, jokingly.
Mhm.
Um, Something in me kind of feels like I want to fall back from the pushback, not pursue it, not say I want to be in a relationship, but just stop saying, "Oh, you should be going out with other women," because I think I would have a problem with it today.
Mhm.
Like I want to, in the past, I have said things or done things like that I did not mean, but I was trying to be so cool and so, I don't want to intrude with my feeling. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I don't feel that today right now, even though I don't want to date him. But I said, okay, you're gonna have to stop with the pushback. It just is what it is, and you don't have
But
to.
what if just play, fairy tale, whatever. I mean, not
Okay,
fairy tale, make believe.
okay.
Um, what if he called you today and said, I met a woman over the weekend and I'm thinking about taking her out this weekend. Like, I mean, obviously there's nothing you can do about it.
Right. But would my feelings be hurt?
How
No.
would your feelings? How
I
would
would be okay with that. Only because, and this is gonna probably sound really crazy.
this is why we talk about this stuff on Patreon
And
now.
this is why we talk about this on pay. We don't put this out for free because I know this is gonna sound crazy. If he told me, "Oh, I met this really cool," because he went to a couple cookouts over the weekend. He's an eligible, handsome bachelor. Things happen. One, I don't think he would tell me.
Right. I know that, but I was
And
just
he's already told me he wouldn't tell me because we talked about going on dates with other people. And I was like, well, you don't have to worry about that with me because I'm not dating. I said, but I would want you to tell me if you had a date because I want to hear all about it because I like hearing about men and women situations. But if he told me he was going on a date with somebody um, today, I would feel like, oh, I feel sorry for her. She ain't me. He don't like him. So I wouldn't trip.
you are hilarious. I would love to be
I
your
wouldn't
therapist.
trip today. I wouldn't.
You would be so entertaining to me as if I was your therapist, like if we had couch time. Because you're entertaining to me as a friend anyway, but it would be like if I didn't know you.
Shut up. I'm saying today it wouldn't bother me, right? Because I'm like, good luck, girlfriend. I've kind of seen who he likes, and it ain't sure. So today it wouldn't bother me today, right? But I do know that I don't know when I'm going to be open and available to a relationship, right? And I do believe as time goes on, I will be forming more of an attachment. And then as time goes on, if he did meet somebody, he did date somebody, I probably would develop more of a problem. Today, no. Today, no. No, he strung out on me today.
Oh my goodness, that's
I
funny.
feel
That's
confident in that.
hilarious.
And I even told him, you should really, I even said this before, you should really start dating because at this point, you're going to start comparing women to me. And that's going to set you up for a loss every single time. But let me say this about this guy. We FaceTime for the first time. We met a month ago in Vegas. He lives in Delaware. I'm somewhere between Georgia and Alabama. And we FaceTime for the first time this weekend. So it's my first time seeing his face talking since the day I met him. The day I met him, I was 100% not interested in him because I'm not interested in anybody. I told him that the day I met him. And it wasn't even that he was interested in me. What was funny is I met him and his friend at the same time. And me and his friend just kind of started kikiing on the best friend tip. And I cannot tell you why. But that night, I kept saying to this man, "Oh, look at him over there falling in love. He didn't fall in love." And so me and his friend was kikiing and laughing about how he sat there and fell in love with me that night.
Mhm.
This man wasn't saying nothing. He wasn't doing that. I mean, it just was the joke of the night that look at him. He over there in love. Ha ha ha. So when we FaceTime a month later, and he's looking at me and we're talking, I said, it is so funny me seeing you talking for the first time. I said, you looking at me the way you looked at me that night. I said, now it's based on real information. It's based on a month of us talking. I said, but you looked at me like this the
Yeah.
night I met you. And even then I said, and I can see why I said what I said that night now.
Mhm.
It's because of, and he's not doing anything. It's something about how somebody kind of looks at you in a way. Let me tell you who looks at me this way and is not romantic or sexual. Because I thought about this. Like Marlon Wayans. When I'm talking and being me, I see Marlon looking at me like, or like how you just said, I wonder what this is for somebody who don't know you. It's my mom calls me an experience, right? So
Mhm.
it's something when I see a man like, what what are you doing? What's happening? And it's an appreciation for, wow, you are a lot.
Mhm.
He was like that the night I met him. And me and his friend, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning in Vegas at a bar.
Mhm.
And so seeing him see me, look at me like that after knowing me a little bit better, it did something to me. Because guess what? Everybody think you great before they know you.
Right.
you
That's
know,
true.
everybody think, oh, she's so cute. Oh, I want to talk to her. And then they talk to you and you're like, hello, hello, where did he go? That's not really what he meant.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sorry, I had to holler at my dog. So I don't know. I think it changed something in me of I think I like him. I know I don't want to be in a relationship with anybody right now. I'm excited that when I do decide to be in a relationship, that it would be potentially him. That's actually exciting to me because I think it would be okay
Mhm.
based on the friendship we've been able to develop. And then hopefully, whenever I would feel like that, he would be available and open to it. And then I would feel even more of what I already feel after 1 month. So I'm
Right.
encouraged on the friendship that I have developed with this man.
Right.
And I do know, based on the other men that I would like to develop friendships with, I'm not attracted to them or interested in them like that. And they probably will just be friends. But I can tell it's something different with this particular one.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that's the conversation. The other two are kind of quite boring. The other two are not interesting to me. This guy, I'm a Gemini, he's a Gemini. And so it's
Y'all
like,
just be having all eight
oh,
different conversations
that's what
at
we be talking for 6 hours at a time. yeah. Um,
funny.
yeah, so we'll see, y'all. We'll see. I'm still 100% not interested in a relationship, but I will say I've noticed a shift in my energy mentally of, oh, and it's things he has said and done and shared, and just really is how I can see how he's experiencing me. I think a lot of times, and we've talked about this, I'm sure, on the podcast before, that a relationship is an opportunity for you to experience yourself in a way that you don't normally experience yourself.
Mhm.
And that's why we always feel like we ain't getting the reps, right? We're like, oh, I might be a bad girlfriend because I haven't been able to experience myself in that way
Mhm.
in partnership. So I think I'm getting the benefit of experiencing myself a little bit with him, right? He had called me days and I literally don't feel like talking, right? And I'll still answer the phone and he'll be like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, nothing. He's like, oh, you seem a little low energy, but it's not accusatory. I don't feel defensive. I'm like, no, I just been chilling, or oh, I didn't get that call, or whatever, right? And so I'm realizing who I am, and it's helping me to appreciate, what I bring to the table. And I know I can look back to every failed relationship I ever been in, and I can say, as far as that dude sucking, whoever he was, there was no way I could have been as great as I could be in a relationship because I wasn't in a space to be in a great relationship. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
somebody who dated me could potentially be like, man, she always mad about something, or she always fussing, or if you don't do what she say, she ain't gonna call you. But all those things would be true. They probably wouldn't know
Right.
why I was responding or reacting to something, some stimuli in that way.
Right.
But they probably didn't get the best version of me.
Mhm.
Not at all. And so that would be fair if that was their assessment. But I would be like, it's your fault. So
Still your fault.
still your fault.
Should have been better.
Argue with you, but it's still your fault. So I don't know, y'all. I'm excited. I'm excited to continue the connection. I'm excited to continue the growth of the friendship. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. The other thing is he wants to make plans. And okay, so tell me how I should handle this. This is the question, and this is where the comments will come
Okay.
in the past, I have no problem dating someone long distance. In the past, I'm usually the person that, because I book dates out for shows and events, that I usually like to kind of say, hey, what are you thinking about this time at this time? So then that way I can be available, right? That has never worked out for me, right? We you ain't got to agree so fast about that. That just is never, that has never, ever
Right.
worked out. Okay.
Right.
This man has asked me on more than 2 or 3 occasions, what do you do for the holidays? Not much. I said, I used to always work on the holidays, but the last few years has been a pandemic, so people haven't really been gathering like they, I said, really nothing. And I started talking about something else, because we good on that. And so maybe a few days go by and he's like, did you tell me what you're doing for Thanksgiving? Yeah, it's not nothing. I don't really have, I mean, I don't know, it might be, I don't nothing. I am reticent to say, oh, I'm not doing anything, one, because you're not my man, and two, because I've been there. I'm good on, I'm no, and I won't give him no information about nothing I'm doing, because I'm like, so now he does this thing about, I was thinking about, stopping by in Atlanta one weekend coming up. And you know what he says right after that?
What?
Hello? I said, hello? He said, did you hear what I said? Yeah. You don't have nothing to say about it? No. You told me you know a lot of folks in Atlanta. What do you want me to say about that? I said, did you need me to buy you a ticket or something? Like I completely. And I promise you, probably every other conversation, he offers something about,
right.
Oh, we should do that. Oh, that'd be fun. Would you want to go do that? Or, oh, I can. And I'm just like, I ain't got nothing. I don't have nothing to say about none of that. So the question is, should I encourage this man?
Well, I mean, I think if he comes with the plan, and if you're available, go.
So, but do I need to tell him? Because I think he's waiting on me to say, hey, yeah, let's plan something. And I'm like,
yeah, I know how you're hesitant to do that.
Right. I'm not planning that.
Y'all gotta talk to her about that, because I ain't got no answers.
You can't help me. Like, you can't help me on that, because you're like, girl, you better not.
Y'all chime in, please chime in.
So I said, hey, I need help in the comments. I'm not opposed to him coming. I think it would be fun. I would like to see him. I'd like to hang out. I just cannot fix my mouth to say. I can't. I just can't. Literally won't.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know what? You hate for the bad guy to win, right? You hate for somebody who didn't know what they had to have ruined whatever somebody else could have. I get all that intellectually. I really do, y'all. But certain things I just can't never do again. And we've talked about that on here. When am I going to see you again? Are you just? It's not going to happen. And I'm so sincere. This ain't my man. He's cool. He's been great. And I can't even say it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I know it's real. I know the PTSD is real, because it's not even that situation, and I can't even do it.
You can't, yeah.
I can't even do it. And so I'm like, he obviously is looking for me to say, yes, I would like that. Yes. Plan a trip. Yes. I would say, he's waiting for me to say something. And
can't do it.
I don't have it. So comments, help me.
Please comment on that, y'all.
So what if I called him right now and I said, hey, I was thinking, what do you think about coming to Atlanta? He would probably hang up the phone, or he would think it was a prank call.
Right. Let's do it.
Want to do it? Let's see if he answers. I think he got off work a few minutes ago. I never call him. That would be the first part of the prank. Let's see if he answers. My dog is starting to lose her mind. Go somewhere else.
We don't hear her though. We don't hear her. Or at least I don't. Is it ringing? I don't hear it.
Okay, so I'll bring that up later. So one day he calls every day, like around 7 p.m. He gets off work at noon. So that was like 15 minutes ago here. Um, he'll say, you can call me sometime before I call you. And I'm like, oh, really? I said, well, I'll write that down so I don't forget. I called him the next day and he didn't answer the phone.
Mhm.
I said, sir. Oh, stop it. Seriously. All right. So we'll see if he calls back in the next 4 minutes. And then I'm gonna try it. I can do it with y'all. I can do it with my friends. I can do it as content. I just can't do it as a human. Just can't do it as a human.
Oh.
But what I do want y'all to know is that I am aware that I would be arguing for my limitations, right? And we've talked about that before. And that's actually what I want us to talk about next week. And we can put this on tape. I feel like that's a topic, that book that you finished reading that I never did. But that was one of the points was when you argue for your limitations, you get to keep them. And I feel like that's the conversation between men and women. Everybody is arguing for their limitations. And that's why we keeping them. I feel like men are arguing for them. So when we had the lively conversation about that Psychology Today article, they were in the comments arguing for the limitation.
They got their manties in a bunch, honey.
Right. And it's like, what? Don't argue for these limitations. Okay, men have been limited in the past because of this. Why argue for that? Let it go. And we learned that in that book called The Big Leap, where it talks about all of our limiting beliefs about ourselves. And we argue for, well, I can't do that. Well, I'm out of shape. And we argue for things that keep us from doing the things that we could do.
Instead of just doing
And
it.
so by the time we have this conversation about men and women and dating and why are we together or not together and all that, it's like, yeah, but everybody's arguing for these limitations for sure, especially men. Just go get some mental health or read a book or calm down.
Oh.
You know,
Take
say back in the day. But yeah, it's one of those things where, and men also hear something different when we say we expect more in a relationship. They say, yeah, you got to be a millionaire.
I just don't understand. I never understand that. I mean, I know it's a man's thing, but
Somebody said that today. I was doing a podcast earlier today, and we were talking about men and the guy. He has daughters and sons. He says, "I won't lie. I raised my son differently than my daughter." He says, "It's bad, but I realized I did." I said, "But that's society. They've pigeonholed everybody into something, and then wonder why we can't get together because you told women one thing, you told men a totally different thing, and then little boys and girls grow up to be men and women who are not together."
Yep.
And that's a true story right there.
True story.
I'm waiting. I can't believe he ain't calling me back, y'all.
Yeah.
I can't believe this right here.
But our men are struggling though. They are struggling with the change in society because this is, like I was talking to my sister-in-law about this the other day. This is really the first time in history that and we've talked about this in so many words. Relationships are more of a choice than a need. And I can choose one way or the other. And that's never in our history of the world has that been that case.
And you know what the reaction to that being is, though? It's to shame women who make a different choice.
Yes.
As opposed
to finding ways to alter our lives to coexist in healthy relationships. But this new look of what a relationship looks like, where I'm choosing you. I'm not just marrying you because this is what I'm supposed to do and this is what I have to do to survive.
Right. The pushback is you need to get a man. That's why you ain't got a man. You ain't never gonna get a man. It's like, but imagine, if you will, that I have chosen not to have a man for whatever reason. And imagine, if you will, that that's okay in my business. And so I think now that there are so many women saying, you know what, I'm good, or I got this, or I'm not tripping, it becomes this thing. Well, but I had an argument with a friend this weekend. Well, I can want you to have a relationship with a man. That doesn't make me wrong. It don't make you right either.
It actually does make you wrong if I'm telling you don't. Like,
I'm telling you, I don't want that.
It actually does make you wrong. I'm sorry. You should want.
And keep in mind, I've already had another want what I want. Want what I want for me.
You should want me to be happy. You should want me to be happy and healthy. That's all you need to want from me.
That's it. Whatever that look like for me. And it's going to change from day to day. I don't have to defend it to you. I don't have to explain it to you. And that's what really messes me up with that. I had a guy before, a married guy friend, that I was like, I'm really in a good space because I've stopped dating and I just feel better. And he just kept saying, I hate that for you. I just hate, I'm like, I'm saying I'm happy. Right. I'm saying I'm happy and good and the world is my future, my oyster. And the response is, I hate that for you. And that's frustrating. So I think the demonization of women who have chosen to be single is the new frontier.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, because
bully people back into
right. It went from, oh, I'm sorry for you. You need to find a man to you saying, oh, no, I'm good. I'm actually doing what I want to do. Oh, well, that's why you're going to die with your cats.
or a person. Yeah.
You're like, okay, but did I say something that hurt you? You did not have a shot with me. So we're good. Anyway, Patreon, leave your comments. We just
yeah,
talked.
we'll update y'all next week about.
We'll let you know next week.
Right. Sorry, try to do it in real time, but
yeah, we tried to do it in real time, but until next time. Oh no, he didn't.
Girl, yes, he did.
Nothing. I was gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So when do you want to plan a trip to Atlanta?
Probably next month.
Oh, see, I thought you was gonna be so excited that I said that. That reaction, I retract it now. Never mind. I didn't mean it. I was like, I'm just gonna call. First surprise is gonna work. No, I said the first surprise is that I'm calling him. The second surprise is that I would ask him that question.
Well, I'm just leaving work, so I'm a little on fumes right now, but I'm good now. I'm good to go. Yeah. Oh, really?
Forget you.
Next month. Next month is good. That sounds good to me.
Well, I give you permission. I give you permission to make a plan, and you let me know what you come up with. No pressure, no attachment.
That sounds good. That sounds like a plan to me. I will definitely do that ASAP. I'll come up with some dates.
Okay.